Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here on Wish USA SoCal Distancing Homeschool Edition. We have another lovely face here on Wish USA for us tonight by the name of Miss Purple Heart. How are you, Miss Purple Heart?
Hi! Hello, Wishers. My name is Miss Purple Heart.
It is very purple on the screen right now, but we have already a wisher that is commenting, saying by the name of Heidi Rocio, saying a Purple Heart. So proud of you, babe. All right, so already, as you can see, Miss Purple Heart has some fans. So shout out to you as well. And Miss Purple Heart, I wanted to just ask you, who is Miss Purple Heart? If you could give us like a little bit of an introduction.
So Miss Purple Heart is actually a Filipino artist, and I've been doing a lot of competitions internationally and locally, but right now I'm focusing on my original materials. And I always incorporate the weirdness that's in my head whenever I do performances, and at the same time, the peace that I also want to achieve as an artist. That's why it's purple. It's blue for the peace and red for the war of oneself. That's how my artistry is.
That's actually pretty interesting. The red that is war and blue that is peace. The commingling of the two. But in terms of like how you got started with music, was it always with you, or were you kind of like a late bloomer when it came to music?
It was actually my father who discovered my interest in music. So I started when I was 3 years old. The family noticed that I was able to memorize every commercial that is played on the television. And my first actual competition was when I was 4. So I sang
like competition. Was it a barangay thing?
a field trip for kindergarten, and I don't know if I can say the brand, but it's a fast food brand. And then they asked me to sing the theme song, and my mother and my father was so shocked that I know the song, and I won. I actually performed it with Miss Sharon Cuneta, so I think by now you already know the brand.
Oh, look at that. What? That's amazing. That's amazing. That's beautiful. Competing since the age of, you said 4, right? 4?
Yeah.
Kindergarten. Okay, so since you've been performing for a very long time, what's like the most memorably negative performance? Like where you like you remember this, and you every time you remember it, it's just like, I don't want any of this anymore. Like I don't want to relive this. Like what's that one performance that you did?
Okay, I think it's not the performance, it's the way to get into that performance. So in 2009, I was supposed to represent the Philippines in an international competition, and I tried my best to really get to the US to compete. I've been auditioning for the competition yearly, and whenever I do the interview, I got declined. I think it's because I was a minor at the time. On my last interview, I really embodied who I was. So I wore a big ribbon.
What'd you wear?
I wore a big ribbon, like a gold huge ribbon. I'm telling you, it's bigger than what Minnie Mouse used to wear. And I was wearing a floral pink dress, and I presented myself like the crazy person that I am. And that's the time where I was approved of the visa. So I was able to compete in 2013, and luckily I was able to bag 7 medals from that competition.
Look at you! Who knew being weird could pay off? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But that was an amazing story, first and foremost. But finally getting approved for your US visa, and then landing a competition spot here in the US to represent the Philippines. How does it feel? Because I can only imagine, but how does it feel to represent your own country whenever you compete? Like you are wearing the Filipino name every time you step on the stage, like you are the Philippines in a sense.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
So of course, Filipinos are very competitive by nature, even at parties.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like who can get the last chicken wing is like, yeah.
Yeah. So whenever I compete in those kind of events, I always put in mind that I'm doing this for the country, but at the same time, I'm also doing this for myself as the citizen of the country, because whatever happens to that competition, my country or my fellow men will already be inspired of what I was able to achieve. Just being grateful for the opportunity, and being hoping that someone will be inspired of the journey that I was able to go through.
That's what's up. So it's beautiful, because it's like red and blue is like your mantra. The purple, right? The blue and the red, which is like the Filipino flag as well.
Yeah, I was actually happy that I was able to experience that as an artist also, because most of the time I'm contradicting myself. Like I want to be like this, I want to be like that. And what if I just mix it through? What if I'll just go with the piece that I'm going through and also embrace the war that I'm going through as an artist? It may sound very vague, but I know even artists, even non-artists will understand that. There is a part in our lives where we don't know if we want to be at peace or we want to be at war with ourselves. So I think it's embracing those two feelings, and with that, you'll get purple, which is embracing it and feeling the ease in the middle of those two feelings.
When did you conceive of the idea of being like purple?
Okay,
Like
so
being Miss Purple Heart. When was that born?
I was in a very dark state of my life. So I said to myself, what if I'm going to cope in ways that I know will help me? So what helped me surprisingly was every time I see purple, may it be color, an object, a flower, whatever it is that is purple, it helped me to relax my mind.
Really?
Yeah, that's why it helped me to really think that I will be okay. And so from that, I also pursued to change my stage name from, because I want to be called in the color that will help me feel like I am okay, like I am at peace, that I will be able to do it. And so I wanted like a change of heart so that I can cope.
A change of heart.
Yeah.
Were you named something else before Purple Heart?
Yeah.
What was it?
Queen Mia. That was the name. Yeah,
Queen Mia.
And there's also a story behind that stage name. It was actually,
I'm guessing Mia is your government name.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was in 2012 where I met Lady Gaga in a concert.
Oh man, if you don't get out of here, man.
No, really. She invited me to watch her.
Beautiful.
Yeah, she invited me to watch her concert in Born This Way Bowl Tour in Singapore, and she was able to watch my video performing a Lady Gaga medley, and that's where all the stage name happened. Like she asked my name, but there was no photo because at the time people were really noisy, and MTV Asia was the one who invited me, and it wasn't part of the contract to have a picture with her, so it was actually a conversation. So that's where the name started. She was the one who gave that name, but yeah, I have to also process what I felt 2 years ago. So I decided to really embrace what's more of myself.
That's a beautiful story. Queen Mia to Purple Heart. Would you say, okay, how old were you when you wrote your first song?
So I was 13.
Let me guess. It was either a heartbreak song or a love song.
Not really. It was more.
Nah, stop lying to me. Stop lying to me. I can smell the lies.
I'm not lying. It was more of a very brave song about about one's self. I was actually like that when I was writing song, but it wasn't published, and I cannot call it like a song.
What was it about? You said it was being brave. Like, what do you mean?
The title was Elevator. I can still remember.
Okay. Like give me a little bit of like what it was about.
It was about going up and down in life, and whatever floor you land into, you'll have to just go through it and go to the next step and go to the next step. And if
what 13-year-old is writing philosophical songs?
No, because I've been really dreaming of being a singer.
Look at you now. You know, you're on Wish USA. And you've competed numerous times, won numerous medals representing the Philippines. As an accomplished artist such as yourself, does it ever kind of feel overwhelming, or does it ever kind of feel that what you've done is enough, or is there always more?
If that question was given to me when I was younger, I would be more of like, what else is there, or what else can I do as an artist? But right now, I've realized that I will only appreciate the blessings and the moment that has been given to me only if I will be grateful. So I am already grateful for whatever or whenever I am right now in my career. I'd also like to remind myself that the position where I am placed right now by God is really telling me something, that I could really do more than what I have done in the past. And it's not just about myself anymore. It's really inspiring every artist that I know of who also been through of what I have been. like all the struggles, all the hardships, and all the doubts that every artist has gone through. My journey is not perfect, but it may sound cliche, but it really is. Like, we cannot just give up to our dreams.
And that is our Instagram quote of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Because especially as a young person, such as myself as well, it's kind of interesting to see others who have succeeded, and like there's still that hunger, but at the same time it's not really the accomplishments that you're looking for. It's the what does it mean for you? It's like, what does the accomplishment mean for you? It's not the number of medals that you have, it's how much do you cherish each one. And you're just like, wow, I'll work really hard for this. Like, this is the most beautiful thing. I feel like as an artist, that's what you strive for, that one thing.
I think also it's important to be reminded that the only competition that we have is within ourselves. So it's really more about improving what's inside. And if we do that, I think the universe will align with whatever we want to happen. Whether it be
Yep.
career or life or whatever it is that's under the sun that people want to achieve in their lives. It's really more of arranging what's within with what's within.
Yan po ang ating motivational talk for tonight.
I'm not trying to be motivational. It's just really what I've been going through recently. If I go back to my younger self, I appreciate every moment, but I wasn't that grateful of what I have achieved. But right now, it's more of like remembering, oh my God, I was able to do that. What
Oh,
if
yeah.
I'm gonna do that again with the feeling of inspiring others?
Real quick, I just want to take a quick shout out or a quick moment to shout out all of your fans because they are just bombarding the comment section. So we have from here, we have Heidi Rocio, we have Dan Joseph Calonzo, we have Simamita, we have Francesca Nicole Lapada, Mama G Saint Mlock, and Mark Atienza Official. We have John Woods Music and Rachel Ann Villanueva. Shout out to Ashraf Mohammed and Black Leg and Bill Panes. Shout out to all of you guys. To your point of writing music, right? You said you wrote your first song about being brave at the age of 13. For Miss Purple Heart, what is the message? What is that one thing that you want your artists, or rather your listeners, to hear whenever they listen to your songs? And how long and how much work did it take to get to that point?
To not be afraid to go around and find your own sound. Because as an artist, I also strive to find that moment. I was in a place where I only wanted to sound commercial. Like, I only wanted to sound my song like easy to listen to, easy to sing along with, because that's how people will remember my song. But also at the same time, it feels empty to me that I have to write song just because that's what the market is looking for. And it took a long time for me to get to that point, because this original song of mine, this is the first song that we were able to release under John Bud's Music, which is my management is watching right now. Yeah, shout out. So this song is actually far from the genre that I used to perform. Like, I'm a very pop-ish, like glam, very upbeat songs. Those are the type of songs that I love to perform, because I'm inspired with more of the old artists like Prince, Michael Jackson. Those are my inspiration.
I can tell. I can tell. I can tell.
With the jacket.
More on the Prince side though.
But I guess getting there, it's not being afraid to sound different and to really find that sound of yours. So the song is easy, and ironically, it's not an easy journey to get there, to really find your sound. When we wrote this song, it was actually very organic. Like, my manager was just strumming his guitar and I was humming to the melody. And then we finally get to feel the song is an actual song already. So we recorded it at home and I mixed it at home. I was the one who do the mixing, and then with the help of our arranger, Kuya Ogie Villedo, he placed some strings to it and some drums so that the sound will go bigger. There's a lyrics where it says, "Everything's easy when you are with me." But
Ooh, look at you.
Everything's easy when you are with me. That's the part of the song. I think it's not actually the easy parts in life where you can say that to a person that you want to be with. It's actually the hardest moments will become easy with the right person. So I think that's the better definition of that song.
The hardest moments become easy with the right person.
Yeah. Because people think like when they hear the word easy,
Ano ba to?
it's
Ano ba
like,
to? Music interview ba to? Motivational tonight. Ano bang
"Class,
problema
let's
mo?
let's do it all together."
Was there ever a time whenever you wrote a song, it didn't feel authentic? Like it wasn't you.
No, because I do not put myself in a box where I
Okay.
consider myself like this is just my style. No, I actually enjoy discovering a lot of styles. And so when we did this song Easy, it's far from the themes that I used to perform, but it didn't feel like a stranger sound to me. It actually felt like a new side of me. I was able to discover myself that I could be also sentimental and I could also be like inspired in a song. Because the past songs that I've written are more of like the brave, the edgy, have something to say in terms of political, religion, things like that. It's very forward. But this one is actually something that even though you're not in a relationship, you will appreciate it. Feeling light during the hardest times because you're with the right person. It could be a friend, a family, or it could be a pet, whatever that will make you feel right. Whatever would make you feel that everything is easy. So, yeah. And that could also be a gospel.
Definitely something that's gonna stick with me for the rest of the evening, which is the hardest times get easier with the right person or whoever it is that you dedicate things to. It's always every single like person who's accomplished a certain amount of success always attributes it to like their mom, their dad, their loved ones, like all of this, or even God, the biggest aspect of our lives. But who would Miss Purple Heart aspire to be? Like, how many fans does she have? What arenas has she sold tickets sold to? So, who would that version of Miss Purple Heart be?
Purple Heart will still be different, unexpected, but at the same time, an enjoyable sound. Something that people can relate to, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender. And that's where the part of being different, but being able to be accepted enters. Because that's my goal as an artist. I want to be the voice for all other artists who are afraid to embrace their being creative or different or what other people call weird. But it's not really like that. I want to be that person where they can look up to and say, "Oh, it's fine to be weird. It's fine to be like this because it's fine to not sound like others. It's fine to do this in a performance." That's what I aspired.
And hopefully you achieve that along the way. And you're kind of like you're here. We're here now.
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
here with your amazing outfit, your amazing decor. Look at the gloves, you know what I'm saying, glittering all over the camera.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
shout out to my
And
mom who helped me design this gloves.
it's a beautiful thing to see. I wanted to ask you as well, as both a Filipino artist and as someone who is also reaching different countries with their music, what is kind of like the biggest trend that you're seeing, especially with like Filipino music? Do you feel that how would you describe its evolution, and how do you plan on kind of like being a part of it?
The evolution of the Filipino music right now is very diverse. I mean, we were used to hear a lot of ballad songs. When we say OPM, it's like sad, something that will make your tears fall. But right now, I am so happy that a lot of artists are really striving to create that different sound. I recently heard a song from a P-pop group where they incorporated a folk song and then they made it into a pop song. And I was actually happy because that was what is always on my mind. Like, what can we do to the songs that we have from the past and bring it to the present audience, especially the new generation right now. And I think that's important. Reinventing, but at the same time, without forgetting our roots and also without forgetting who we want to be in the music industry.
That is beautiful. Miss Purple Heart, now I'm gonna give the spotlight to you.
I'd like to greet all the Heartbeats who's watching right now. That's the name of the fandom.
The Heartbeats is crazy. I love.
To all of my fellow JBM talents who's watching right now, thank you for supporting me. And to my ever-loving manager, thank you for supporting me, John Bud's Music Entertainment. And also, I'd like to shout out my mom and my family who's watching right now. And for everyone who's asking, my original song, Easy, is out now on Spotify. You can download it. Just search for my artist name, PurpleHeartPH. My other YouTube covers, youtube.com/PurpleHeartPH. And that is where also my lyric video is in, which I directed. Coming up is our music video for the original song. Shout out to everyone who's watching right now. Thank you. Especially my daddy who's cooking right now at a restaurant. Hi.
That has been Miss Purple Heart, and it's been your host, Ark, only here on Wish USA.